Hello, everyone. It is, well, maybe it's Monday, and this is the Monday draft video. I post one every Monday and Thursday. This might also be up early, though, because maybe I managed to record 3 drafts for the week instead of the usual 2. So I don't know what day it is when this is going up, but it is another Masters 25 draft video. And this pack is strong. I love Mystic Snake. I don't quite want to first pick it because it's not only 2 colors, but it costs double of 1 color. Iwamori is really good. But Pacifism and Epic Confrontation are both really good removal spells. And I think it's really between them. Iwamori's in the conversation, but removal is so important in this format. You have to be able to shut down your opponent's ridiculous creatures, and, these are the cards that can do it. Iwamori is so strong that he can just win games on his own, and the downside rarely comes up, but I do like removal. So I think I'm going to start with Pacifism. I like Epic Confrontation. The nice thing about it is it can get rid of creatures with static abilities, and this can't. But it has its own downsides, like you need to have a creature in play, for example. So we'll go with Pacifism. And I think maybe we take a second one. I do love Shadow Mage Infiltrator, and despite how many times I've drafted this format, this is actually number 13. I need to change that. I have yet to get to draft one, and it is... maybe I've drafted one, but I've never played one. And I really love that card. But... I don't think we stray from taking another Pacifism here. Nope. Maybe we'll end up with 5 again. That was a good draft that time when I got 5 Pacifisms. There are certainly some creatures in this format where it's a dud. It's like not that good against the Horseshoe Crab combos, for example. Ooh, I do love Pyroclasm. Now, it is kind of weird because red-white is usually a pretty aggressive deck. But we probably wouldn't be if we're deck packing Pyroclasm. Invigorate is a great card. It has some combos well with Kavu Predator. But I'd probably take Pyroclasm here. Yeah, let's be red-white control, question mark? I don't know what we are, but that's what it looks like. Pyroclasm kills a board filled with morphs. Oh, Pyrehound. You've disappointed me, but you might be what I pick up here. Nah, I'll probably take a Noble Templar. Ember Weavers are nice if you're a red-green aggro deck. Pyrehound, I could consider him, but I've been burned by him too many times. Yeah, that was a terrible joke. And the Templar is just good. The plane cycling early is good. It's sort of like another source of white mana. And in the late game, it's a nice little beater. And yeah, I think it's what we'll take. Survives our Pyroclasm. That's a key metric for our deck. Okay, well, see, this is interesting. Promise of Bunray is really good. And it's sort of good with Pyroclasm, assuming I Pyroclasm on a board where it hasn't already popped. But if it's already popped, then it's really bad with Pyroclasm. So there's that. Eidolon isn't great in limited. In fact, I wouldn't be super shocked if it wheels. I think we just take the Promise. We're not always going to have Pyroclasm, Promise is definitely better. We may not even end up in red the way things are going. But the Promise is better in a deck with sacrifice, ways to just get rid of your creatures whenever you want. But it's a good card in general. Making it so when your creature dies, you get 4 1/1 spirit tokens. It's a good deal. Another Eidolon of the Great Revel. Nature's Factory. It's kind of nice because it dodges Pyroclasm and it can attack later. But yeah, the red cards we're seeing all really lend themselves towards more aggressive decks. So, and I'm not sure that's where we want to go. We may splash Pyroclasm. That would kind of be the ideal. I'm tempted to take Shoreline Ranger here. Crows and Colossus is really only worth playing if you get Cloud Shift, which is something we could potentially want in our deck. But I think I'll take the Ranger. We could try to be a red aggressive deck, and we could just get rid of Pyroclasm, but I don't like how that sounds or feels. So I love Kavu Climber. I like it as a value creature. Dusk Legion Zealot, same thing. It's between the two of them. This obviously provides a bigger body, but this draws you a card much earlier. I think I take the Zealot. I think I like the Zealot more than the Climber. Regrowth, that can be fun with Pyroclasm. Maybe another Dusk Legion Zealot, though. Yeah, I think that's what we take. Okay, so this is a late Kavu Climber, but, you know, it doesn't look like we're going to play green. It could happen, certainly. White's the color that I really want to try to play because of the removal we have mostly. Maybe green's open enough that I should take a flyer on the Climber instead of taking Mystic of the Hidden Way, which is perfectly fine. I think I take the Mystic since we already have a Shoreline Ranger. Return Phalanx is nice, and white really isn't looking open, which is really frustrating me because that's kind of where we wanted to be. But maybe we take a Returned Phalanx or a Coral Helm Guide. I mean, the Phalanx is good in a control deck, even if we're black-white in the end, so I think I take it. I don't like any of these cards for what we're trying to do here. Giant Growth is good. It is the best of these, and it's what I'll take, but Pyrehound came all the way around. Sure. Not sure. Okay, another Returned Phalanx is a good sign. And yeah, Death's Head Buzzard's not bad, especially as the last card. Primal Clay is playable in a desperate situation. Black is very open. We could end up being a black-blue deck. What I don't like about that is how hard it is to splash in a black-blue deck, so we really need to pick up some removal if that's where we're going to end up here. But we could end up in a black-white deck too, which would be a better place for us, given our double pacifism and Promise of Bunray and Fiend Hunter that we're about to take. I haven't even looked at the whole pack, but I mean, yeah, that's what we take. Fiend Hunter for sure. You know, taking Squadron Hawks is great, but Fiend Hunter is just one of the best cards in the format of any rarity. Disfigure's fine, but Fiend Hunter's way better, and we will take him. And I think maybe we're a black-white deck now. So Ash Barrens opens up the possibility of splashing, but this pack also has a Path of Peace, which is yet another removal spell for us. Is it worth Ash Barrens, getting the Ash Barrens so that we can splash our Pyroclasm over a card like Path of Peace, which is a good but not like incredible removal spell? That is the question. Ash Barrens is pretty great. It opens up a lot of different opportunities, and it's not like we're not already heavy on removal. So I think I do take it. I think I take the Barrens. Okay, this land doesn't really help us do anything, but there's a Disfigure in this pack, and I think I like that a little more than Ruthless Ripper. We're definitely a control deck. What we're really lacking is a win condition. So we need to find those. We've got lots of removal, ways to stall early, ways to draw cards. I do like this Kindle, but it's not like we're hurting for removal and we need to move into that color. I think maybe I pick up a Squadron Hawk. That's not a bad win condition to have. I do like the Cutthroat. And it is nice with like Promise of Bunray, but I think I take the Hawk and start trying to collect those. Okay, so another Disfigure, Dauntless Cathar. Do we have enough removal? Dauntless Cathar is a nice creature, but another Disfigure isn't something I want to say no to. It's not like we're not going to find like other creatures on this caliber. Of course, the way things are going, it may not be that we may find even more removal too. Unearth is nice when you have a Fiend Hunter, but for now we'll take another Disfigure. Another Pacifism. Okay. Sure. We have all the removal. And we may even splash a Pyroclasm, which doesn't kill any of our creatures that actually matter. At this point, we also don't have very many creatures, but our Phalanxes survive. I guess it's not good with Squadron Hawk, so we'll see. If Squadron Hawk is our main way of winning the game, we may not want Pyroclasm, but it's not like you can't sort of play around your own Pyroclasm. Have it as a backup. These are never going to be attacking in our deck, but there's still 2 mana 3/3s, and, you know, maybe if we end up not splashing red, maybe we... Ooh, that Pillory's nice. So is that a Chroma, but... Like, She's so hard to cast, even in a deck with this much removal and this much early blocking. 8 mana is just so much. So this is a hard pack because Pillory of the Sleepless is excellent, and it can even be your win condition. But it also has a second Squadron Hawk in it. But I think I take the Pillory. Am I taking too much removal? Is there such a thing as too much removal? I don't know. I don't know if there is. Well, this pack's not very good. Our deck is definitely not an active heroism deck. I mean, this is an okay sideboard card against people running like Zombify. Swiftfoot Boots is okay. I mean, if we end up with a good but fragile win condition, I guess I wouldn't hate it. Nihil Spellbomb. I think we like it a little bit more. It's able to interfere with more things than in the graveyard than the rare card in that pack. Another Disfigure? Okay. So we're just going to kill everything. Is what I'm seeing. So Urg Raiders, I don't think that's for us. We could think about Assembly Worker and taking the Self-Assemblers. Like Self-Assembler would be a good win condition at this point. We could think about Quicksand, but we have so much removal, we don't really need to have land that's removal. So I think we take an Assembly Worker here. Okay. Maybe Auramancer. We can side it in against someone who has lots of ways of getting rid of our Pillories and Pacifisms. And that's pretty good there. Yeah, we need a good creature. And yeah, I know I passed a Chroma. If she comes back, I'll take her. And she might. This is a Phantom Draft after all. But she probably won't. Someone will want to run her. We'll take Dark Ritual. Don't see any reason we'll run it, but you never know. So we did pass more Squadron Hawks up for more removal. And yeah, our deck is really lacking a way to win the game. And as of right now, I don't know that I would run Pyroclasm. But 3 Disfigures, 3 Pacifisms. If you told me my deck was going to have that, I'd say, sounds like a good deck. Yeah, I'll take a Firewalker. Super, super, super late Firewalker. Super late Genju of the Falls, too. Maybe I splash blue for a win condition, like our Mystic of the Hidden Way. If I'm desperate, I could do that. And splashing blue would also mean Return Phalanx can occasionally attack. Chroma's Vengeance. Interesting. This pack. So, Chroma's Vengeance is great. Having a board sweeper would really, really solidify this as a control deck. This pack also has Swords to Plowshares. But the Chroma's Vengeance, like our deck can just like stall early, wipe the board later, and then just stick like a Noble Templar and try to win with that. I mean, that's not bad. Passing Swords is hard to do, but it's not like we don't already have a lot of point removal. I mean, granted, it's better than all the removal we have already, but a Chroma's Vengeance is really good, and it seems like it should be fun for this deck. Combos super well with our Promise of Bunray, too, by the way. Living Death. Man, that card's good, but our deck has so few creatures in it. Do we still want it? I don't think we do, because we're going to be killing a lot of our opponent's creatures early with things like Disfigure and blocking with Return Phalanx. So Living Death isn't going to benefit us as much as it will most of our opponents. We do have Nihil Spellbomb, which is sort of a combo with it, where we get rid of their graveyard so it doesn't get them back anything. And it is another board sweeper. I mean, don't get me wrong. And we can play a certain way when we know that we have Living Death in our hand. But there's also a Pillory, which I think is just a great card and requires a lot less setup. I think I'm going to take it. Some people are probably going to be like, why didn't you take Living Death? But I think taking the Pillory there is good. So we're still not finding win conditions, and we're still finding a bunch of removal. We do have a Cloud Shift. No shenanigans really for us there. I think we take a 4th Disfigure. I don't know if we're going to play all 4. So maybe we do take a Cloud Shift because, yeah, we'll take a Cloud Shift here. Maybe we pick up something crazy to do with it. Okay, Phyrexian Ghoul. Murder? What? Are we just going to have to win the game by putting Pillory the Sleepless on something and just, like, killing all of our opponent's creatures? Like, Phyrexian Ghoul is really good with Promise of Bunray, but I think I think I take another removal spell. We're just going to have to win ugly, I guess. Another disfigure. My God. Do we splash Brian's stout arm so we have a win condition? Maybe. Maybe I do. I mean, I'm not taking another disfigure, so he's not the worst win condition. Maybe I take this Nihil Spellbomb and we see if we get back our that Living Death. I really doubt we do. Like I said, Unearth is good with Fiend Hunter, but we don't have that money yet. I think we take another Spellbomb just in case. This deck is so weird. Okay. Do we need something like Death's Head Buzzer just to have a threat in the air? We already have one. And the only thing it doesn't combo well with is our Promise of Bunray, but maybe that's what we need to do. Like, maybe we need these buzzards. Hell, maybe we need an Isan Shade the way things are going. I think maybe we do need to mainboard one. Yeah, I mean, you know. Probably splash Brian. Run one mountain in our Ash Barrens. Right now, Squadron Hawk will not make the cut. Assembly Worker won't either. Another Shade? I mean, God. I think that's what we take. I think we may have to count on him as a win condition. Such a mediocre one, but we could count. We could try to count on Triskaidekaphobia, but it's just so inconsistent. It is what we're gonna take, because what the hell else are we gonna take? But so our Pillories. So Cloud Shift doesn't really do anything in our deck. I mean, we can do some silly things with Fiend Hunter if you time it right. Like our one of the coolest things we can do, actually it wouldn't work because Promise of Bunray gets blown up by Akroma's Vengeance. Darn it. Yep. I mean, our games are going to be long, I think. And I think we're going to be like counting on Isan Shade to be a win condition, which is not somewhere you want to be, but when your deck has this much removal in it, it's probably okay. It's probably okay. Do need to run a lot of black sources for Isan Shade, but since we already have a Noble Templar, that counts as a white source. It shouldn't be too hard. And I think we do run Brian too because we're so short on win conditions, and it's pretty good at hurling like return phalanxes at our opponent's faces and maybe sacrificing Death's Head Buzzard at the right time. It combos well with Promise of Bunray. I think he's fine to splash in a deck where we're really searching for win conditions. I mean, we could think about Primal Clay because it can be a 2/2 flyer. But I think we're in good shape on win conditions for the most part. And I think we run one mountain. Yeah. Oromancer in our sideboard for against some opponents. Really sucks we didn't pick up more Hawks, and I know we passed one, but you know, I think that's okay. All right. How much removal do we actually have? Let's count it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And a board sweeper. That's nice. You know, your win conditions can be something as insignificant as a core Firewalker if you're capable of just killing everything your opponent ever plays. So, you know, that makes things a little better. But I think we do need to run the Shades, which really sucks because that card is not actually very good. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. I mean, yeah, we're not going to play core Firewalker on turn 2 all the time, but that's not a huge deal. These guys are more important to play on turn 2. So, oh, we need another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's another swamp still. Yeah, we need swamps more. Although the Fiend Hunter, maybe I rethink that. Yeah, let's run another Plains. We do have the Templar, but I think that makes me feel a little better. All right, this is a weird deck where we're going to try to win with very mediocre Isan Shades, but man, are we going to kill a lot of stuff. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, let's play this first match. We would like to play first. I really wish I'd picked up that Achroma because obviously our deck is the kind of deck that could have gotten to Achroma, so it's a little frustrating in retrospect that we didn't. So we kind of want double white, so it is sort of tempting to use Ash Barrens to find a mountain, to find a plains, but we can wait for a little bit. You know, we want double white for our Fiend Hunter at some point, but we don't have to do it right away. So I don't think we will, because obviously we want red for our one of our win conditions. Now we kind of want double black. So yeah, things are getting awkward with our Ash Barrens here. I think we wait to see what we draw. I mean, we're going to be able to disfigure most early creatures in this format. Although disfiguring that doesn't feel very good. So at this point I don't think I'm going to. Okay, well, we at least drew another swamp. So I think we play our Death's Head Buzzard. Yeah, we'll play our Death's Head Buzzard. We can attack with it in the air for a while. Obviously, if we ever kill the Perilous Myr, we're not going to be very happy. That we're going to disfigure very quickly. But yeah, we're having to run like Isan Shade instead of... so yeah, we'll disfigure that. Ire Shaman instead of Achroma is sad. Should have taken her when we saw her, but we didn't know we were going to keep getting so much removal. Our deck is really trying to be successful on the strength of its removal. So we'll play Return Phalanx. Probably not ever going to block that Perilous Myr, but... you know, it can block other stuff. So they could kill this, do something to kill the whole board. Well, which just killing this would do. And then the Myr would kill my Return Phalanx too. So that would be interesting. No, that's not what they did though. Come on. I need another plains. I mean, I'm not desperate or anything because of all the other removal we have, but I mean, I pretty badly want another plains. So while this guy can't do anything, I think we just disfigure him as well. Just get out of here. And continue to hold on to Ash Barrens. I think I'm going to get... I don't know why I keep holding on to it. We're not in like a time where we desperately need to be able to Fiend Hunter. Hey, look at that. We can just murder that. So we will. And so we're going to get our mountain at the end of the turn because we need our mountain for our Brian Stout Arm. So what they want to do is chuck this at us and get value out of it. So we're not going to let them do that. So we should have done this a while ago. If only to get a fourth land. Hey, look, another disfigure. Okay, so we will attack. I mean, Death's Head Buzzard's doing the job, you know? The problem is that our Promise of Bunray doesn't combo super, super well with our Death's Head Buzzard. Play this mountain, and then, yeah, murder. So we are pretty much out of removal now, in our hand anyway. There's still a bunch left in our deck, and not even in our hand. We still have Disfigure and Fiend Hunter, but neither of those... Okay, Self-Assembler. Neither of those can just kill anything. I probably play Promise of Bunray now. Can at least block forever. And continue to attack in the sky. Man, we're never going to get that other... Okay, so Yeah, I think we play the Promise. They can definitely set up a situation where it's bad for us, but it takes a lot of setup on their part. Yeah, they got one self-assembler, which is usually how many more you have. I've had a lot of people comment on my videos that I should be... why I wouldn't run more than 2 self-assemblers. And the reason is because it costs 5. And most decks don't want a whole lot of 5-drops, even if you get to search them up for free. 2 is about what I see other people play, and it's what I usually play too. Okay, so... you know, we could still kill this with Disfigure plus Return Phalanx, so that's something to keep in mind, but we will play this Promise. We know they have another self-assembler, so... Isan Shade's protection will actually be relevant here, so that's nice. Against a lot of our opponents, it's just going to be a 6-mana 5/5. So if they manage to kill my Phalanx, make this pop, and then... ooh, that's not good. Now Disfigure's not enough. So they're going to sacrifice their Myr here. No, they're not. So they're going to give that flying, attack us for 6. Now we really need that other white mana. Should have held on to that Ash Baron, see? Oh, God. Okay. Do we attack again? We might even cycle a Chroma's Vengeance, which is not what we want to do. So hopefully we can avoid doing that. If we can just hold off to draw white mana, I think that's probably okay. So I think we'll end the turn. So if we block with our Death's Head Buzzard, that also means they get to kill Returned Phalanx, which is not fun because of the Perilous Murders effect. So if we can get them to empty out their hand and then manage to draw the other planes we need so badly, we'll be pretty happy. Yeah, this makes it so we can't block at all. But it also makes it so our dude stays alive here. They hit us for 5. If we can just get another white mana, I mean, we will be in great shape, but so far it hasn't happened. We also have Noble Templar that would work too. We have several white sources left in our library. If we don't draw one here, it's going to be very tempting to cycle a Chroma's Vengeance. If we do draw one, I think... what do I think? Do we play Fiend Hunter? The only bad part about playing Fiend Hunter is that if we Chroma's Vengeance, they're going to get something back later. So it might just be better to attack and play a Chroma's Vengeance if we draw white. Okay. Maybe. Let's attack with our Spirit Tokens, see what happens. Is it just going to be better to play Fiend Hunter here? I think it is. I think we're in an okay position, so I think I just want to play the Fiend Hunter. So, even if they get their self-assembler back like immediately, it's not going to have the Lunarch Mantle anymore, so... don't have to be too concerned. And they do get it back immediately with Chandra's Outrage. So, yeah, Chroma's Vengeance is probably going to have to happen. Oh, no, they do have another one. Damn. So, yeah, they're running 3. We might just get out-carded here. But I think maybe we just take this. Our opponent is red-white, so that's a little scary. I mean, they could have another Chandra's Outrage or whatever. But if we just take this, we can continue to stall and maybe get him to play out cards from his hand. We can actually use Disfigure here to kill one of them too, to kill the one that attacks us. It didn't attack us, so that's great. Okay, there's Noble Templar. He can block them forever, but I don't currently have a way of attacking and winning, so I don't know. That might be better as cleanup after a Chroma's Vengeance. So, God, if they have another Lunarch Mantle, I'm going to be so sad. I think we just end the turn. I mean, it gives us time to find a Pillory of Sleepless, I guess we could say. Oh, what the heck. I guess it really makes it so they can't attack us. And that seems pretty good. If they have Lunarch Mantle, we're dead either way. The only way we wouldn't have been is if we had Chroma's Vengeance right here, but I don't think that was the best play. Just play another Self-Assembler. Yes. And thank you. Still no good attacks for this army of self-assemblers. Okay. Well, we know we're going to draw a Pillory at some point, so I think we can just start... This is going to be our backup plan, I think. I think we can just start shutting these guys down and just try to draw Pillory of the Sleepless or another Death's Head Buzzard. Either of those could help us win. Ooh. Well... Now maybe I need to play Chroma's Vengeance, because... Yeah, it makes me wish a little like maybe I should have held on to Pacifism for an evasive creature. I think I'm going to play this Zealot, which drops me to 4. I may have to use Disfigured to just to avoid dying, but we'll play this Zealot here. Maybe we'll get lucky and draw one of our 2 Pillories or one of our other pacifisms. Nope. Isan Shade. Okay. Well, we'll end our turn. May have to use Disfigure, like I said, just to not die here, so... Okay, another flyer. It's getting to be a Chroma's Vengeance time, I think. Do we let this drop us to 1? I think we do. I think we go to 1. Okay. So... There's a Pillory, but now it's not enough because we need to kill... We need to get rid of both of these. Let's attack with everything. Everything that can attack, anyway. If we can get in for a few damage... Okay, that doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm glad we got another card out of their hand, honestly, before we cast a Chroma's Vengeance. But it probably means we don't get in for any damage this turn. Maybe we'll get in for 3? I'm pretty happy with that. given what I'm about to do. I buy everything. Okay. So they play a creature, we play our pillory. Creature. So yeah, we definitely play our pillory on that because we don't really want it coming back. That Firewalker could be nice. Yeah, we'll stick our pillory here, puts them on a 5-turn clock, drops them to 4. They're out of gas. Thank you. Play a Son Shade, who can just end the game next turn. Haha! Chroma's Vengeance, plus Isan Shade, plus Pillory, and lots of other things. That's kind of how I saw this deck operating. Just lots of mediocre creatures and killing all of our opponent's stuff, and that's how it worked out there. We didn't see a lot of pacifisms or anything, so I don't think we want Cloud Shift. We actually don't have a good sideboard, really. Diabolic Edict, I guess, against opponents with very few creatures. Primal Clay, if we're really desperate for... I mean, this is another flyer. We could consider running it. But I think Brian's better, even though it can create mana problems for us, which in that game dropped us to... That's a big part of why we went down to 1 in that game, is because of our mana problems. Because we could just not play our Fiend Hunter. Alright. I don't think we change anything. So, you know, sweepers are always nice first time around. Second time around, your opponent knows it's coming, so it's a little harder. I think we keep this. It's not as, you know, early removal heavy as our last hand, but we do have Brian and Murder and all our colors. So I think we keep. But yeah, Chroma would have been so sweet in this deck. It would have been flavorful too, because we have a Chroma's Vengeance, but, you know. Don't play a 1-drop. Oh, that's not what we want to see. Well, we have double black now. I'd be happier to see it if I had a Dusk Legion Zealot to play on turn 2, but right now we don't. So, we could draw one. We have 2 in our deck. 1 in 16 chance. Because that's, you know, when you can play that and just block a Savannah Lines, that feels pretty good. And I don't really want to have to cast Murder on a Savannah Lines, you know? It's not really what you want to be doing. Okay, this is going to be... That's actually pretty good. I'm going to play the Plane, so I have the option of either Fiend Hunter or Death's Head Buzzard. Obviously, though, the Buzzard dying kills everything that they have right now. So we can combo that with Brian, potentially. So, yeah. We're going to take 3 here, though. And it's going to feel good. But then once I play the Buzzard, they're sort of in trouble. Yeah, they're definitely in trouble. So we'll play the Buzzard here. Aren't that many ways to deal with it. I mean, okay, that's not true. Pacifism, there's things like that that can deal with it that would create problems for me. Interesting. So they can, of course, pump with Angelic Page, but and end up saving their Cathar, but I think we're fine with that. That still means we kill Angelic Page and Savannah Lions. Oh, they actually went that route. Okay. Still think we get a pretty good deal. They can get a Spirit Token out of their graveyard, I guess. So maybe blocking the other way would have been smarter. Hey, Dusk Legion Zealot. You're a little late to the game here, buddy. I think we play Brian and see if they can do anything about him. If not, we'll be in pretty good shape. We can start firing off removal and stuff. We know they have Chandra's Rage, which can kill our Brian. Brian. Hey, well, we can kill yours, so. Attack for 1 in the sky. Sure. Maybe play Fiend Hunter over Murder here. Because then I can also play Dusk Legion Zealot. Also means I get to attack with Brian thanks to lifelink, so we will take away their Brian. Oh, crap. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Now we can't really attack. I think we do still play our Dusk Legion Zealot, but man. Okay, end our turn. They don't have any combos to do with Brian right now, but if they're about to play a Perilous Myrrh, that's not going to be good for us. So Cloud Shift was the last card in their hand. They're in top deck mode now, and we still have another removal spell. God, do they have another Cloud Shift? Well, let's find out. Yeah. Okay. Well, opponent got tired of all of our removal. Maybe that's the way we'll win the most frequently, is people just being like, yeah, I don't get to keep anything in play. And that's what happened there. All right, I'll see you guys in the next match. All right, going into our second match, and this is a good hand. We have early return Phalanx, Pacifism, if we draw another white mana, Core Firewalker, etc. So, hey, we're both using Karn as our... You don't see a lot of Karn. We might be about to see a lot more of Karn, though. Of course, you know, I guess Tron players probably like having him there. Okay. We'll lead with the planes just in case. That way, if we draw another planes, we have the possibility of playing Firewalker on turn 2. Like, if they play a mountain here, that might be what we want to do. If they play a mountain and a red creature, that might be what we want to do as opposed to return Phalanx. They played a planes, though. Okay, well, that doesn't concern us a ton, given the way our deck operates. So I'm just going to play Returned Phalanx into return. So we can use this Barrens to grab our mountain. We can use it to grab a plains. We'll see. We're going to want a third land, I can tell you that much. This does have some really sweet new art, is Sunshade. And if we're playing against someone with Iwamori, they better watch out. Because we can do some funny things to someone playing Iwamori. Okay, I think we play this Zealot and then decide what we want to do with this Ash Barrens. I think that's my plan here. I think that is the plan. Yeah, if you're wondering why I don't stream, it's because neither my computer nor my internet is good enough for those things. Someday, hopefully, I'll be able to do those things, but not anytime soon. That's why I record instead. So yeah, we'll play this plains that we drew, and then we'll end our turn. And I think we grab a mountain. I mean, we're going to want 3 black at some point. Ooh, they're also a nonsensy kind of ramp into silly things deck. We don't really ramp, we just make the game last forever. But the good news is our hand can kill most things. So, you know, play Iwamori. Come on. I've never gotten to really abuse Iwamori's trigger, and our deck might actually do it. Ah, Pernicious Deed. That's a good control card. You jerk. Okay, well, we're gonna basic land cycling, and we will grab our mountain. There's another swamp. So I think we attack with Dusk Legion Zealot. Get in there. Yeah. We don't really want to play anything. You know, Pernicious Deed is really obnoxious. We're going to play this mountain because I know we have it. I mean, I guess I'm going to play this Firewalker. The nice thing is our Chroma's Vengeance trumps Pernicious Deed, so because it blows it up, because it's an enchantment. So that's good news for us. Yeah, they're just chilling, which I don't blame them for. So I think we attack with both of these. Yeah. I'm sure they block the Firewalker and take one, but we're just going to hang back too because we don't really have anything else we can do anyway. So they've got a different plan. Oh, they're Pernicious Deedsing now. Cool. I'll take it. We don't have anything else we can do, but we can play Asan Shade next turn, and opponent is probably one of their base colors is white based on Loyal Sentry. So all right, they're going to cycle Renewed Faith. We're about to play this Shade and really get our opponent, I hope. They're going to be like, main board is on Shade? That's what I would say if I was playing against somebody. Until I actually saw, like if he saw my hand right now, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Although you'd still rather have a better win condition, right? Right. Okay, we can play this Buzzard out too. That's not going to hurt. Hopefully this will. Boom. Nostalgia. Actually, I mean, I've been playing Magic a long time since Urza's block, but this is not... This card's so old that even I haven't played with it. So, all right, so we continue to build the board. We end our turn, have 4 removal spells in our hand. Yeah, they had to Swords our Death's Head Buzzard. So it turns out protection from white. It's pretty good, pretty good. We do have 2 of these, and if we ever get 2 in our hand, it's going to be awkward. But hopefully we don't. So, since this thing has an activated ability, I think maybe going after it with Fiend Hunter is our best option. Because that activated ability is strong, and none of these 3 cards... Oh, the Epic Confrontation. Okay. Alright then. They had a 2-for-1 themselves, but... All right, so do we? I think we just pass and let this Loyal Sentry punch us in the face for a while until we draw another relevant creature. And we can Vengeance at any point if that's what we need to do. It's my kind of magic. Okay, we have Disfigure now, so we can just kill it with that. We'll end our turn. This deck's removal is ridiculous. Like, look at this hand. All removal. 6 cards. We might disfigure the Sentry since we have ways of dealing with so many other things, but I'll wait until the end of my opponent's turn because there might... The problem is now if they play a Morph, they have so much mana that they're just going to flip it if I try to disfigure it. So, but yeah, we'll take the 1 here. We need to get our other Asan Shade. That's what we need to do. Ooh, maybe we disfigure that. Yeah, I think I'd rather just figure that. We could also play Pillory at some point to close out the game, but I don't think we're there yet. I'd rather play it on a more threatening creature so it simultaneously starts getting me towards winning and also I mean, it keeps me from dying and starts doing damage to my opponent, is what I'm trying to say. I can outrace a Loyal Sentry pretty easily. So, I don't hate putting the Pillory on him. I wonder if our opponent has Cloud Shift and the like. We're about to find out. Let's put Pillory here. Cloud Shift will make our deck a little less good than it is. Although our last opponent had Cloud Shift and it didn't really matter. Right, so now this is a race we win with our Pillory versus his Loyal Sentry. Like, if this is an Anox Survivalist, I'm going to be really sad because it can just flip and blow up the Pillory. I think if it was, they would have already flipped it. I'm just going to stick a Pacifism on it. Right, that resolves. The Pillory continues to do what it does. I wonder what that is, though. Oh, crap. It is an Anox Survivalist. Okay, blows up the Pillory. We're going to take 4 here. And then it's probably Fiend Hunter time. Or we just draw another Pillory. That works too, you know. So, yeah, we'll just do that. And we'll end our turn. Okay, go to 14. They're winning this race now, though, thanks to the one swing that the Watchwolf did get to take part in. Oh, I don't need you drawing cards. Of course, you're closer to milling yourself than I am, and that could matter. Don't really want to use Fiend Hunter on a Kavu Climber because it can... when it comes back into play, they get to draw a card again. Okay. So, like, if I had a win condition, I would just be planning on a Chroma's Vengeancing, but we don't. And right now, Pillory is our best win condition. Or at least it's going to get us close. So I think I'll put Pacifism here. Hopefully it's not another Anox Survivalist. We may have to rethink some of our deck, or at least how we're playing against this guy if they have multiple Anox Survivalists in their deck, because that's going to be a problem. Go to 13. Okay, we're just going to take the 1. Interestingly, they didn't attack with their Climber, which I'm okay with, even if I am a bit mystified by it. Ooh. That's a good thing to Fiend Hunter, because it won't get the death trigger if we Fiend Hunter it. So, okay, so let's play Dusk Legion Zealot first. Death's Head Buzzard, okay. Then let's play Fiend Hunter on the Hulk. Then we'll also play Death's Head Buzzard and end our turn. So that Climber can attack. I would probably chump block it with my Dusk Legion Zealot, though, and just start trying to win this race. So if they can get their Fiend Hunter back, I mean their Protean Hulk back, we're in trouble. And they can. So trouble is where we are. So Protean Hulk comes back. We need to draw... Do you have any... We just have Pacifism left that effectively deals with it, right? I think that's about it, yeah. So that's not good. So... Okay, Baloth null 2. Crap. I mean, here's what we probably do. That gives us the best chance of winning here. We murder the Protean Hulk. Let them get whatever. We'll take one here. Yeah, so let's just end our turn. We murder the Protean Hulk. Opponent goes to 11. And we want them to just play out the crap that they just got back, too. And they can. They can play both of them. Play them both! Don't not play them both. Okay, so... I'm going to block here. Actually, no, yeah, that's right. I'm going to block here and here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they have 8 mana. Does that kill me? That might kill me. Good thing I have murder. The problem is what we really wanted to do was murder the Hulk, but maybe they'll pump the Hulk anyway. Pump the Hulk. Yeah. Okay. Murder. Now get your crap out of your deck. The problem is they still have a huge creature in their hand that we know about. The Tusker guy. So even if this all works out for us, we're not definitely winning or anything. The annoying thing is we haven't drawn any of our... Oh, no, we have drawn one Disfigure. But we're probably going to draw them both now that they're not nearly as good. That's my prediction. It doesn't matter what they get. Because we're just going to blow everything up with a Chroma's Vengeance anyway. So, okay. It matters a little what they get because they get to draw a card with their Kavu Climber. I lied. Death's Head Buzzard kills some stuff. Okay. Interesting. That cannot block that big creature, unfortunately. Nor can we also cast it this turn, but it's time for a Chroma's Vengeance. Alright, and we know they have the huge 6/5, so we really need to draw more removal. You know, like Promise of Bunray wouldn't be too bad to draw right here because it can block Crows and Tusker for a while till I find removal. Yeah, Azusa's not really as concerning, but the fact is we basically have to block the Tusker, although I'm not going to the first swing. And this is where not having like a big, beefy win condition is something of a problem. Yeah, we'll take it. What can we draw? Yeah, probably Brian now that they did that. Ooh. Oh, yeah. and how about that? They're about to cloud shift this and just like ruin my life. All right, drops them to 8. We shut down their big guy. Does it matter? What do they have left in their deck? That's the question. Because they don't have that many cards left in it. Okay. If they just have like a giant growth here, obviously they win. And that would be really sad. Or active heroism, that does it too. Damn it. We almost turned the corner. If only murder was what we had in our hand. Okay, so... You know, Oromancer isn't, like... Maybe we should be running it between Promise of Bunray and our own Chroma's Vengeance blowing up our pillories and stuff. And it is another creature, you know? Disfigure doesn't seem excellent against them. I think maybe I'll bring in Oromancer and cut a Disfigure. I mean, it seems fine. Maybe it's Core Firewalker I should cut. Yeah, and put back in the Disfigure. Okay. I would like to play first. This hand is fine. Yeah, if they have disenchants and stuff, our enchantments are about to get in the graveyard a lot more frequently. It's another good reason to bring in Oromancer. So... we play our Phalanx. Hey, there's an Oromancer. Probably hold on to it for a while until it actually does something. I can start tapping my lands down obnoxiously. Not like we're going to do anything with them anyway, most likely. Of course, now that I said that, we drew something we could have done with them. Crap. And we do need double black, so if they choose to keep tapping our stuff here, we won't be able to play Death's Head Buzzard this turn either. I want to know how this is just a bird and not a zombie bird. I mean, look at that. What's that about? Yeah, they're going to keep tapping our crap. I would think. Oh, wow, they're not. Okay, so we'll play Death's Head Buzzard. Death's Head Buzzard, and they want to cycle their Renewed Faith. We want to play our Plains. And end our turn. Okay, so since that has an activated ability, Murder is probably a better option for it. Although, I can also trade with it, and that's certainly worth considering. Oh, now it's even easier to trade with. So I think we attack and just pass our turn, and plan on leaving up mana for Murder and Disfigure. I wish someone would play Iwamori. Especially a green-white deck, you know, that's like the dream. That's what we want to happen. So if that attacks, I think I block with Returned Phalanx. See if we can get him to use a trick or something. Yeah, Kavu Climber is good against us because it's a creature with a decent size and it gives them a card, so it makes all of my like point removal that much worse. Okay, so I think I'm just going to murder this at the end of their turn. Okay, we'll get our mountain with that. Yeah, we'll do it at the end of their turn so that we can make it seem like we can do the most stuff possible. Of course, with the Rishadan port, they can constantly make it so I never have red mana. So that'll be fun. Of course, they have to leave all their mana untapped to do that. I mean, it's kind of like maybe I should get a swamp because we're so close to Asan's Shade, but we'll draw a swamp. You know, it'll happen. Well, you know, part of the reason this would have been worth doing on my turn, potentially, at least, is... Oh, this is going to be fun. If they pop it right here and kill both my guys, I can cast Disfigure and kill their guy. So, that is what they're going to do. I think. Yeah, so this kills these both, but your Kavu Climber gets shrunk. And then he can be disfigured. So what I was saying was if I had played it on my turn, if I drew another land, then I would have had mana for like Asan's Shade, for example. So, okay, so we're going to basic land cycle. So how many swamps are left in our deck? 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, hell, I think we get a swamp. Sorry, Brian. I'm probably going to draw you now. No. We do draw another Death's Head Buzzard, though, which has been a decent threat. I think effective would be an exaggeration, but... Yeah, Baloth Null, also good against our pile of removal because it's just like pure value, so not super thrilled about that. We are going to attack, though, and then play the Shade. And the Shade can block the Null, assuming our opponent doesn't have another trick to back it up, which... that would be bad news. You wouldn't think this deck would have tricks. Their deck is like a grindy graveyard value kind of deck. But we have seen that they have tricks, so... And unfortunately, none of the cards they got back are white either. So, yeah. Invoker, who has a really problematic activated ability that we can't do anything about right now. I think I put Pacifism on the Null. Yeah, I mean, there's a really good chance we lose this one. It's not a good matchup against Baloth Nulls and Kavu Climbers. So they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have all the mana they need for this to hit me for 9 right here. But if they do that, I can swing back for 7, and that's actually a race I win, especially because I can just pacify their creatures. So that's probably not what they're doing. Probably. Protean Hulk is back. Okay. And Watchwolf. Well, that can't block my guy, so I'm less concerned. Okay, I think we play the Zealot first. Then we probably pacify the Hulk and attack with both our creatures. I think. Our Zealot can obviously block one of them. Ooh, that makes it even better. Okay, so Pacifism on Hulk. Attack with both of these. That's 7 that they can't really block. Yeah. I mean, they can, but not effectively. And then also return Phalanx. Path of Peace on their own Hulk. The only good news is I can play Auramancer and get back that Pacifism, but that is that is annoying. I'm not gonna lie. What did they get this time? They got a Kavu Climber last time. I'm sure they have a better plan than that, but the card was already out of their deck. Ah, okay, yeah, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. Still nothing that can fly, but we'll play Auramancer and get back Pacifism. The problem is the Wild Heart Invoker, though. It is the sort of the wild card here that can cause us all kinds of problems. So we need to draw a way to actually kill it instead of sort of kill it. Okay. That is a way to actually kill it. Alright, so we're going to attack with Death's Head Buzzard here. Should I just attack with everything in Vengeance? Auramancer, get back Pacifism. They still have 2 cards in their hand is the problem. I think for now, it's probably fine for us to just attack with the Death's Head Buzzard. I mean, chances are if we attacked with everything there, it wouldn't have gotten through anyway, right? So, yeah, I think we end our turn. This activated ability is going to be a problem, but if we can get them to play at least one more card from their hand, I'll feel like it's worth waiting to play the Vengeance. The annoying thing is they could start tapping down a land every turn to keep me from playing it. Of course, the minute I draw a land, it doesn't matter anymore, but that would be a problem. Okay. All right, so we're going to try to block here. We're also going to block here, and this is going to jump block that. So he has to pump this with its own ability or have it die. This is going to die. Yeah. Could also have a trick. Oh, he's just going to let this stuff happen? We have another Pernicious Deed. Auramancer. Kavu Climber. Stop it. Stop drawing cards. You don't need cards. And play another card from your hand. Come on. Play it. Because I'm pretty much at a place where I have to play Chroma's Vengeance now. So, play some cards. Please. Empty your hand so that when I play... Okay. You're down to 1 card. That makes a Chroma's Vengeance feel pretty good, I think. Ooh. Like I said, they can... If I don't draw a land here, that's... Okay, well. We're going to have to do this for now. I guess putting it here might be our best option. No, it's white. Put it on something that's not white, since I have protection from white. Okay. And is it worth attacking? I kind of feel like it isn't. No. That's not good. Okay, they go to 8. They can attack us with a bunch of things. I need to draw a land so I can Vengeance, because they know that's what I have in my hand. They know, I mean, even if they don't know, they're playing as if I have it in my hand because that's what they should be doing. Alright, well, we will block this because it can potentially hit us the hardest, and it's also white, so we take 4 here. Oh, no, we take 7, excuse me. I might have to play Auramancer and get back a Pacifism if... Yeah, that looks very likely if I can't hit a land here. Land. Thank you. Okay, so let's attack with our Shade. I'm guessing he blocks with an Entuco and makes a bunch of tokens. But we're pretty okay with that. I think just seeing if we can get in for that 5 was worth it. Have some tokens. And then we should be able to come out ahead, I feel like. Doesn't mean we will. They could draw really well. But we're the ones who still has a card in our hand, and it's a card that's going to get us back a removal spell. So, you know, hopefully they're just going to tamper with our mana for the rest of our lives. Okay, that'll be interesting. So, Auramancer. I think we get the Pillory because it can do some extra damage for us. And we also got the Promise of Bunray, which is great because if they do kill our Auramancer, we get a bunch of tokens. Okay, well, not too worried about a Loyal Sentry. Okay, so let's attack. When our guy dies, we get 4 tokens, so I was going to say they probably don't even block. Player Zealot. And we'll hold on to that Plains. We're saving the Pillory for a really problematic creature. Oh, Mishra's Factory. That's obnoxious. Okay, so we'll block. So the Factory... So the Factory can animate and block one of these and keep them alive. So that's probably what they're going to do. But that'll only work for a turn. I think I leave 1 Spirit back just to block in an emergency scenario where Mishra's Factory can get pumped big enough to kill us. But that's not going to happen. Just kidding. Let's do this. We can also Fiend Hunter the Factory, which might actually just be what we should do. It's probably what we should do. We still have our Pillory, so if they're trading... no, it can pump itself. So, oh no, it can't. It has Summoning Sickness. So they go to 2 here. Now we don't need to worry about Fiend Hunter yet. This has been a fun draft, for me anyway. Whoops. Yeah, blocking the token would have been better. Okay. I think the sideboarding we did made sense. Our Auramancer is good, and I think we leave it in. It definitely was a factor in that game. Although we never played the card we got back, our opponent knew we had it, and they were at very little life, so they had to consider it. Okay, I think this is a keep. The Templar can grab us another planes if we really need it, and we have early removal and other removal as well. So we will keep. Sentry. All right. Well, now what we really want is another swamp. But I don't have... Oh, Twisted Abomination would have been nice in this deck. Speaking of finishers I don't have. Way better than Noble Templar, who, I'm sorry, you're fine, but come on. Twisted Abomination is like a force to be reckoned with. Ooh, that's fun. Turn 2 Reschadenport just to ruin my life. Okay. Another planes. Now we don't have Disfigure up, which is disappointing. They can keep us off our black for a very long time, especially if we don't draw another swamp. Oh, not this turn, though. So we probably Disfigure that. We drew black, too, which is good, but I think we still just go... See you later. And we'll play a plains here. Okay, they play... What do they play? We take 1. Knight of the Skyward Eye. Okay. They're going to try to keep us off our black here, I assume. And they do. So we have another Disfigure, which is nice. Yeah, I think we just use that on the knight while he can't pump himself. And end our turn. This could be one we end on timeout because it's not like our deck can win games quickly, so. But we have more time than our opponent does, and that certainly matters. Yeah, take away our swamp. Well, now we really want red mana. I don't think we play anything. I think we just end our turn. We have ways of answering any big problematic creature they play. 2 of them, to be exact. Alright, that one's not big. But I think I'm going to try getting cute with Death's Head Buzzard first, where I block Watch Wolf and kill both of their creatures, basically. That's what we're going to try. It might not work out. They could have a Swords to Plowshares or something here. But I think we try that before our other methods. And we have another Death's Head Buzzard, too. So, come here. Little kitty cat. But yeah, I think if this fails, if they just kill our Buzzard here with Swords, for example, we probably... Okay, well, now is when we find out what they got. If they have a trick, I'm kind of okay with trading for a trick and killing Loyal Sentry. Yeah, so we actually aren't going to kill the Sentry, but we are going to kill the Watch Wolf. So I'll take that too. Okay, since that worked out for us, I think we do it again. Try it again. Get another. See if we can get another 2-for-1 out of them. This one might get Swords. No, they're cycling Lull, which is not very good against us, so I don't blame them. All right. We'll block Watch Wolf again. What happens this time? Nothing. We just get to kill everything. Death's Head indeed. Alright. We will play Returned Phalanx. can block Mishra's Factory, if nothing else. Okay. That factory's going to rumble in here. Yeah, that's kind of a problem for now. As soon as we draw mana for Noble Templar, it'll be less of one. Which we already have, but because of what they're doing to us, we have to draw another land. Same for Isan Shade. We can play either one. Well, actually, we can't play the Shade because reasons. Because we don't have triple black up. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to win this one on timeout. Hey, there's our other Shade. We'll attack with Noble Templar. In our turn. So it could be Brood Hatch and Nantuko. I think we just cast Fiend Hunter. The danger here is that we could potentially help them flip this thing. It's an Enoch Survivalist anyway, not too scary. We'll attack with our Templar. Next turn we'll be able to play a Shade too. Maybe we won't win this on a timeout. Maybe we'll actually kill our opponent with lethal damage. Could happen. Crazier things have happened. Unless they decide to just go out on a timeout. So... Ooh... Aggressive. Okay. That was thinking outside the box for sure. Okay, so we're going to attack with our Templar. Yeah, that's fine. Play Isan Shade. End our turn. Wow, they tapped their Rishadan board. That means we can play our Brian Stoutarm next turn. Double Kavu Climber, okay. That does make it harder for my Noble Templar to attack. But we're going to put Pillory the Sleepless on one of them. And then we're going to attack with both our creatures. They're just going to take it. Go to 5. We can't play our other Isan Shade unless we really want to make ourselves look stupid. But we can play Brian Stoutarm. They go to 4. So on our upkeep, we can just chuck a creature at them if Brian Stoutarm is still alive. Okay. And that'll just win us the game. They're going to try to do a bunch of damage to us, though, in the meantime. Okay. Well, block here and block here. All right, we got there. And, you know, they still had 6 seconds left, and we would have actually killed them on our upkeep, so it looked like we could actually win that game. Yeah, they had a Baloth Null, which would have been annoying, but it was too late with the Stoutarm in play. So, all right, we're 2-0. We'll see if we can win the last one, too. All right, we're going to the final match, hoping to continue to win with our pile of really good removal and mediocre creatures. We would like to play first. Apparently our avatar is not loading. This is a good hand, though. For sure. Early Disfigure. We can get our mountain if we need it. We've got our big sweeper. Got a nice removal spell. I like all of those things. I think for now we hold on to Ash Barrens to see what it is we really need. I like doing that when we can. Well, it's not white mana, so we'll also play Dusk Legion Zealot here. And it's not black mana, so that would mean we need to get red mana with it later. So our opponent's not doing anything early. We will play a swamp. We will cycle Ash Barrens at the end of their turn and get a mountain. We're going to leave mana up, though, just to... Oh, should have attacked for one. Probably. Cat's distracting me. You know, would have made a huge difference. We're going to end up losing by 1 life. So we're going to just figure this at the end of their turn and then land cycle, basic land cycle. See if they burn like a giant growth or something. They could. That is an option. It's not one that feels great for them, but it might feel a little better than losing your knight straight up. They decide to lose it, which is good for us, I think. Then we're going to land cycle. Grab our mountain so we can play Brian if we get him. There's our shade too. That's how we're gonna win, along with the damage that I should have been doing with our Dusk Legion Zealot. They should be at 18. It's interesting the avatars aren't loading. I noticed when I booted up Magic Online today that a bunch of them hadn't loaded on like my friends list, but didn't think much of it. So they already know we have the mountain. Might as well play it. That way they have less knowledge of what's in our hand. But things are looking pretty good. I mean, we're playing another white deck, which we've been very lucky to do with our Isan Shade. Okay, so in green-white, the morph that is usually can be shut down thanks with Pillory of the Sleepless. It's not like they have Willbender or something. So I think maybe I go for the Pillory because it'll start hurting them more quickly. And I have the mana for it right now, too, and nothing else to do. So yeah, let's go Pillory the Sleepless here. And attack again. The way things are going, Chroma's Vengeance may just be our trump card rather than how we're going to win the game here, because thanks to Pillory and the soon-to-come Isan Shade, we should have a lot going on. Most of the removal is going to be white and green-white. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, that's the one. We've had that happen to us twice. That's the one you really don't want to see in that scenario. Okay. Another morph. Okay. So I think we probably bring in our Auramancer again, incidentally. Do I play Pacifism or do I play Isan Shade? If this is a Loxodon, it's not like I can't take a hit from it once. So I think we just play our Shade and in the turn. Okay, so let's just take both of them. If they dump 6 mana in this to flip it, then yeah, that's what it is. It's a Loxodon. We can just put Pacifism on it and, well, or another Pillory, which is even better, I think. So I think we go Pillory of the Sleepless. I think we go ahead and attack. And I'll end my turn. They'll go to 11. I think we chump block the Survivalist at this point. Too much that can go wrong. That's annoying. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, we might have to Chroma's Vengeance, which we really don't want to have to do. Okay, now we don't have to. We can just go Pacifism here. The reason we don't want to is because our Pillory can slowly bleed our opponent out, or at least get them lower before we have to blow up the board. So... And the lower they are, the better, because our creatures who can try to win the game for us are all pretty bad. Also, the emptier their hand is when we do it, the better. So I think we just take 2 here. If he pumps it, then we probably cast Murder. Yeah. If he plays a Morph here, I was going to say that would be a little scary. Okay, good. Something that can block is nice. They go to 9. And yeah, we're just holding on to Vengeance as our trump card for if things get out of our control, which could happen pretty easily. Not quite there yet. Okay, Disfigure actually helps us kill Elvish Aberration in combat because it'll make it a 2/3. Yeah. So that's probably what we'll try to do. They go to 8. There's a chance they have like Giant Growth. It's been something they've sort of at least bluffed a few times, but now is when we find out if they have it. Okay, well, Invigorate is what they have. But we thought they might have something, and it looks like they do. Can we get them to go to 1 card here? No. Is it worth waiting another turn to cast a Chroma's Vengeance? I think it is. If they have Giant Growth or something, we're dead, but... Oh, or that. Okay, we're dead. Should have a Chroma's Vengeance. Yeah. Okay, so our opponent has so many ways of removing our auras. So Auramancer definitely comes in. Yeah, probably cut Firewalker again. Yeah, this doesn't look good. We need to get some more deaths. We need to get our Death's Head Buzzards early so we can actually do some reasonable damage. Like, if we had actually had a damage source that wasn't Pillory of the Sleepless in that game, we might have had a chance, but we didn't. Which maybe that means we should bring in Primal Clay. No. Brian Stoutarm would have worked too. Just couldn't get him. He hasn't shown up a ton. I mean, he did win us a game once where we didn't actually get to win the game because our opponent decided to just scoop, but he's the reason we would have won because they were at like 3 or 4 or whatever, and yeah, we would have chucked a creature at them. Yeah, and if they have any extra enchantment hate, it's coming in. I would like to play first. So, yeah. Okay, I think this is a keep, even though we have no white mana, because we have a kill spell and an early damage source, which is a good thing. good. They have an Arbor Elf. I mean, at least our Buzzard can kill that later, but... Yeah, next time if we're in a situation like that, we've got to just Chroma's Vengeance instead of trying to get greedy to take more cards out of our opponent's hand. Probably playing a Morph. No, Courser of Krufix. Great. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, more black mana. Do we just murder this thing right away? I think we probably do. Get out of here. We don't let them get the card advantage that they will inevitably get. Sure, it means we don't play our Buzzard, but we will lose to Courser of Krufix. Okay. There's our planes. I'm going to play this Death's Head Buzzard because it's in a situation where it can get us a 2-for-1. That's the nice thing about it. In addition to being an early damage source, it can slow our opponents down and let us try to win with our mediocre creatures, which it is one of, to be fair. Okay. So, if this is Woolly Loxodon, they can't flip it yet. If it's Anok, whatever, it doesn't matter. So they could have a trick here, which would be annoying. But if they don't, I get a 2-for-1. And even if they do have a trick, I'm still going to kill the Arbor Elf. So I think that's the way to block. Yeah, okay, so they do have a trick. We still get to kill the Arbor Elf, though. I think. Yeah, Arbor Elf still dies. Knight of the Skyward Eye. We're 1 mana away from our friend Isan Shade. So I wonder if this is an Anok Bondkin. Or whatever it is. Bondkin, I think, is actually a different card. But I think we go ahead and put Pillory of the Sleepless here. Yeah. And if that's what it is, if they flip it into the guy who blows up the enchantment, then the good news is we have Oromancer, who we can play and then can trade for something and also get back our Pillory. That is what it is. If they had any extras in their sideboard, they certainly brought them in, and they should have. Playing Pacifism might have been slightly better because we can play Oromancer and get it back even if we don't draw a land. Ooh. Okay, well, we're just going to play the Oromancer. Get back our Pillory. It looks like we finally may have run into a deck that is going to take us down. But that's okay. Going 2-1 with this thing. I mean, if we had a good win conditions, this deck could have gone really far, but we just didn't. So it didn't. So I think we trade for the Survivalist here. We could block this and just make them pay the 4, but I think trying to take a creature off the board is probably better. So that's what we'll do. All right. Yeah, activated abilities are not good news. Okay, so I draw a land here. Does that mean I play Isan Shade? I don't think so because it can really only block this, but at the same time, I guess that's pretty good. Well, it can block all of them, actually, but yeah, I think we play him and hope they don't have Epic Confrontation. If they do, we're dead, but if we play, we can only play one of Pillory or Pacifism anyway, so we were in trouble either way. This way, maybe we stave a few things off. Okay. So if they have a trick here, we're dead. basically. Otherwise, we go to 2. Looks like we're dead. Invigorate. Yeah. All right, well, we had a good run. Really got stomped here in the finals, but up until that point, our deck was doing pretty well. The prevalence of ways to remove our auras was certainly a problem, but another 2-1 is fine with me. I think I've only got one more of these that I'll have time to record, which the video will be out on Thursday, so I've enjoyed this format a lot. It'll be sad to see it go, but Dominaria is just around the corner, so that's nice. So I'll see you guys in the next draft video.